The blockbuster hunt begins this January with Tom Clancy's greatest movie hits.
The Red October.
Can you identify them?
I will make it my mission in life.
Sit down! Incoming!
In the face of danger,
I am the president. How dare you, sir?
heroes are born.
If you shut me out, 25 million other families will be dead.
This January, enter the world of Tom Clancy every Saturday on Hits Movies.
And space again for Jamie. Oh, she's a mover.
Bang, bang. Here's Big Royce Hunt.
Lovely kick try. The hammer slices through all of them and got it down.
Digicel TV, home of Rugby League. Dial *515# to subscribe.
Hello and welcome to the Midday News Update. The Governor for Madang, Ramsey Pariwa, was in Port Moresby this week to present 2 cheques to the Royal PNG Constabulary for the purpose of enhancing the efforts of maintaining law and order in Madang. 2 cheques, 2.1 million kina towards the purchase of vehicles and 79,000 kina for the purpose of boats were presented to the Minister for Internal Security, Peter Siamalili Jr. The presentation of the cheques were made at the RPNGC headquarters. Governor Pariwa said under the Kina for Kina arrangement, he expects the department to match what he is allocating from his Provincial Services Improvement Program Fund. Some of the funding must go towards supporting the work of district commands. The last day of 2024 was observed in a full parade at the town police station in Madang province Tuesday. Officers paraded and were given last remarks about the New Year operations by Provincial Police Commander, Acting Superintendent Robert Bime. Police personnel were on high alert for any disturbances, and lawbreakers were warned to stay within their premises or face the full brunt of the force.
Are you with me? Sir! I want this spirit, in spite of whatever hardships that we have. One can fall back in God, but we move as a team, as one big royal family, to look after our people, to serve this nation, to serve the government of the day, to serve the Commissioner of Police for the day. Stop one time, walk one time, team spirit, back to back, we get 25, we rest, come on in fresh mind, now work must go ahead. I'm straight? Sir! Do I make myself clear? Sir! Are you with me? Sir! Good.
Madang Provincial Police Commander Acting Superintendent Robert Bime thanked his personnel and the Sign Abetu operations for the continued hard work and effort since the beginning of the operations and advised police personnel that New Year's night will be crucial.
Meaning that if you come under any NCOs, you abide by that instructions that is being given by that NCO, that you bear him so that you walk good, that you be all right, that carry you to be all right. When you step out of the line, that you walk in something like you know behind him NCO you, talk to the NCO you, that's when you're putting your job online. Is that understood? Sure. Good. I'm not expecting anything bad from you guys this evening.
The men in blue were also encouraged to perform their duties in full sobriety. He wanted the same level of performance they had executed during Christmas.
I'm expecting all to be sober and come and we serve the people of Madang with the spirit of unity, with the spirit of royal family. We are royal family.
Business houses were told to remain closed today to observe the public holiday. PPC BIME said police will ensure the safety of their businesses, including that of residents and the general public.
So me like taking this time to thank him all better section heads, all NCOs, all right, and men and women down the line. You got on the last constable. Give me work to come. Let's maintain the same spirit, and I know that here tonight, all right, there will be nothing happening.
As the year drew to an end, PPC BIME thanked stakeholders and Madang citizens for their efforts to curb crime, making Madang safe and peaceful after a long time of lawlessness. It is his hope that the new year brings good things for the province and its people as police continue their fight to keep law and order. After the parade, all police units did a show of strength in the main town area and along the south and north coast, bringing awareness to residents and local communities of police presence during New Year's Eve and into the first day of 2025. Salome Vincent, TVWAN News.
Police officers have been commended for enforcing the noise pollution crime under the Environmental Act. Police Commissioner David Manning was impressed with this initiative and wants other provinces to also enforce it. The Sain Abe bailout special for noise pollution offenders stands at 5,000 kina. Currently, the Yombo police station holding cell is occupied with youth offenders awaiting court.
Minister I've been named Madang one time. All right? First of its kind. We may arrest him. Long man working noise pollution, but people deviating on the narapla go use him Environment and Conservation Act. The Minister and Police Commissioner, Acting Commissioner Mr. Yamasumbo Lamastru. All right, so go to media, lo passing message go to narapla PPCs. Lo ban him the same act, supposed to certificate, but charge him a man with the act.
A 33-year-old flight attendant, one of just two survivors of the Jeju airplane crash in South Korea that killed 179 people, is awake and talking to medical staff, according to a hospital official. The survivor, who was only identified by his surname Lee, told doctors he had already been rescued when he regained consciousness following Sunday's ferry crash at the Muan International Airport. Yu Wong, director of the Ewa Women's University Seoul Hospital, said during a news conference on Monday. Lee and another flight attendant on Jeju Air Flight 7C2216, who was identified by her surname Koo, were the only ones aboard the aircraft to leave. 25-year-old Koo is reportedly in stable condition at the different hospital. Koo suffered injuries to her ankle and head. Authorities in Queensland's South Burnett regions have urged people to stay off the roads in the wake of significant flooding. A stranded driver was rescued last night near Kingaroy in a 2-hour swift water operation. The stormy weather is said to continue.
We did see very widespread rainfall totals in the 20 to 50 millimetre range across central east and southeast Queensland, but those highest falls did easily push up into that 50 to 100 millimetre range, locally reaching as much as 150 millimetres or so. Now, the hardest hit areas were, of course, across the South Burnett, with Kingaroy copping a lot of rain in a short space of time, but areas around Hervey Bay also saw a lot of rain with storms yesterday afternoon and evening. There is a couple more days of potentially severe storms to come first. We do have the risk of severe storms, bringing that risk of heavy rainfall once again today. Now, the good news is that areas in the very far southeast, including Brisbane, the Gold Coast and the Sunshine Coast, should avoid the worst of that thunderstorm activity. It's more likely to be further inland and to the north, but that does include large parts of the Darling Downs and Granite Belt, the Wide Bay and Burnett area, and parts of the Maranoa and Warrego as well. Now, we saw at Kingaroy yesterday just how quickly that flash flooding can occur. That's why we call it flash flooding, because it happens in a flash. That is possible once again today if any of those thunderstorms do tend severe. Now, the best way you can keep yourself on top of exactly what's going on, keep an eye on the radar, listen to your emergency services, and of course check the Bureau's website regularly for any warning updates that we may issue through this afternoon.
In a small animal hospital on Queensland's Gold Coast, doctors are working to loosen the grip chlamydia has on Australia's koala population. Experts estimate around half of the koalas in Queensland and New South Wales could be infected with the disease, and it's having disastrous effects on the number of animals left in the wild. But there's hope in vaccines, which are showing positive signs.
I guess there's still a lot we need to learn about it, but you know, the suggestions are that for koalas, it's a relatively new disease. So we're talking, you know, the last 100 or so years. So they're still kind of naive to chlamydia. So they haven't, you know, developed that immunity, and it's I guess post-COVID now, everyone understands that, you know, when a new disease emerges, you know, it can spread very quickly and cause massive problems. But once you develop a bit of immunity, then, you know, things start to turn around. And certainly chlamydia it spreads slowly, so it's still spreading throughout Australia. And, you know, those populations that haven't been exposed get exposed, and it's very devastating when it first emerges. In areas, you know, where we're focusing our efforts, you know, well over half those koalas are infected and dying from chlamydia. You know, this is a nasty disease that, you know, certainly kills a lot of koalas. And those koalas that survive, often they're infertile. So, you know, when we're talking an endangered species that, you know, a disease that's making them infertile and they can't breed, of course that, you know, makes things even worse for those that can actually survive the disease. So, it is a massive problem. I mean, there's certainly areas where it doesn't seem to be as bad, and you know that of course gives us hope that you know that some koalas may be genetically stronger and able to, you know, maybe resist it, but certainly in many areas it's a massive problem, and it's certainly leading the way as far as you know, decimating their population numbers. Look, the vaccine itself's been around for almost 10 years now, developed by Ken Bigley at QUT, and I guess what we're doing is really putting it in a situation where we're using it in a very diseased population, vaccinating koalas when they're young and healthy, and then following them through and you know, seeing does the vaccine work? Do these koalas breed? Is there hope to be able to turn things around? You know, and actually get the numbers to start to build back up in these highly diseased populations. And look, we've been doing it for about 3.5 years now, and certainly, you know, the results are very encouraging that, you know, we're providing a level of protection. It's not perfect, you know, no vaccines are, but certainly it's encouraging enough to be able to say we're making a difference. And, you know, when we're dealing with such a nasty disease, and any difference is quite important. And I think this is just the start, as with, you know, as we know with COVID, you know, the first vaccines developed were never you know, they're not the ones we're using now. So, you know, the chlamydial vaccine will evolve, it will improve over the years, but certainly we need to, you know, I guess be getting in that space where we're using it more to be able to make, you know, that difference. QUT are working very hard to get emergency registration of the vaccine, and, you know, hopefully in the not too distant future there'll be agreement between a number of parties to be able to get that over the line and make that a reality, so then it can be used, you know, across the country to, you know, koala populations where it's needed.
And that ends the news update. Do join us at 6 tonight for the main news bulletin.